I'm William H. Jacobs, Senior Pastor at Air Force Village 2 Protestant Church in San Antonio, Texas. Air Force Villages were founded originally to take care of widow ladies of military officers and has gradually become a continuing care retirement community. It's non-governmental, non-tax supported, privately funded, nonprofit. And the Air Force Village 1 has about 550 residents. Air Force Village 2 has about 700 residents. That's where the church is located, where I'm the senior pastor. And my wife and I live there as well. It serves the community because it provides a place for retired military officers and their spouses or widows to have a comfortable place to reside during their retirement years. Well, because we are a community of many faiths, we decided that it was important that our chapel be, as our military chapels were, be the kind of place where any group would be able to have a worship service and would feel comfortable in the facility that we possessed. That's typical of military chapels, and since I spent 26 years as an Air Force chaplain, I feel very comfortable in that multi-faith environment. We first decided that we needed to go into the business of selecting some kind of an architect for this facility. We approached several people and were encouraged to ask the American Institute of Architects to create a national competition, which they did. So we were involved in this national competition. There were over 100 submissions from architects all around the United States. General Alkire, who was the CEO at that time of Air Force Villages, and myself were on the jury along with 3 nationally known architects. We finally got down to 11, and then we winnowed that down to only 4. We invited all 4 of those architect firms to come and make presentations, and then we selected Studio Red from those 4 as our architect. Part of the reason we selected Studio Red was because they represented the kind of thinking that was dramatic, and we wanted something that would be iconic. We wanted something that would symbolize the spiritual aspirations of people who fly in the defense of freedom. They looked to us like a company that could do that, plus the fact that when we met with them in the presentations, they seemed to be very easy to work with. They looked at what our needs were, what our ideas were, and were prepared to change and adjust in order to meet the needs of our community. It's been great to work with Studio Red. They've been so cooperative. Trong has come over to San Antonio and made presentations for us as we've tried to expand the interest and the information about the new chapel. He's been very good to work with, partly because he has his own faith base, and so that allows him to look at our needs and say, yes, I understand what spiritual aspirations are. I think the creativity and the adaptability, because as we have developed the plans, we've had to adapt to things that probably architects normally don't have to think about. They're willing to modify the plans that they had started out with to meet the needs of our community, which as a retirement community has special needs, and as a multi-faith chapel has special needs, so that all faiths can use the chapel and so that people can have access to the chancel area, various parts of the building with ADA capability. I think you begin with Studio Red by giving them a clear understanding of your objectives, and I think they will use their creativity then to come up with a plan. But then you'll find that they're more than willing to look with you at that plan and adapt it as it needs to be adapted to your local situation. The ability of modifying plans and not being stuck with what they started out with, but to meet your needs is so important in the design of any facility, but certainly in the design of a facility such as a church.